Everybody loves good crime stories, don't they? It seems like it, at least. I know I do. The suspense that keeps you on the edge of your seat makes you feel very alive because you're not the one that got caught. You're watching it from the outside and seeing it go down, but it's not really affecting you. You just have a response to it. Listen to this ransom note that was written back in March of 1929. It says, "Your kids are being held for $500,000 ransom. Beginning tomorrow, we will cut an ear off each one every day until the money is sent to us. When the ears are gone, we will cut off their toes one by one." It's terrible, isn't it? Except that this ransom note was written by a 14-year-old boy from North Arlington, New Jersey. His name was Brian Connolly, and he considered himself to be an aspiring author. He was writing this book called The Marble Coffin. He had just written these words, and he wondered to himself, how would real parents actually respond to receiving a note like this? I don't know. I've got to find out. And he looked over his 9-year-old brother, and an idea struck him. So later on that day, his mother comes home, and the boys are not home. And this was uncharacteristic of them, but conspicuously laying on the table was this note bearing the very same words that I have just read to you. As you can imagine, the mother was despondent. She went absolutely nuts. Why wouldn't she? You know. And so she did the natural thing. She called the police. They arrived. They asked her some questions. They read this note. They determined a search was to be made. Luckily, they didn't have to look very far for very long. They found the two boys camping out in a field nearby. And as you can imagine, the officers had some questions for Brian. But Brian was a little insulted by this. He was taken aback. And he said to them, he says, "You don't understand. I had to do it for the book." Do you have people in your life who are very good at getting a reaction out of you? And time again, they seem to be able to do it with relative ease because they know exactly which buttons to push. And you might be sitting back and wondering why. Now, in the story, it's natural to understand why the mother would react that way. And as kids, we've probably all done something to achieve a dramatic response from one parent or the other at different times because we wondered what would happen if we did this, if we said that, if we went here or there, or did anything else. And later on in years, we can laugh at it, but there are people who don't grow out of this and they have some kind of psychosis. They're somewhat maladaptive and they kind of integrate themselves into society. You work with them, you live with them, and you have to deal with them. And these people know exactly what to do to get a rise out of you, don't they? And it irritates you. And you say, "Never again, I'm not doing that again." But yet, you have not safeguarded yourself very well. And you might be, like I said, you might be asking yourself, why do they do it? Why do they do it? Well, you don't understand. They have to do it for the book, for the story. You see, these kind of people, they're writing a story. Now, it might just be one that's in their head. It might be one they like to repeat to themselves or tell others. But it is a story because there are some fictional details that will be weaved in with whatever they have recorded. And they simply look at you as an experiment. They want to find out what you'll say, how you'll react. What do people do when you put together certain things, and what's going to be the results, and there might be times you think to yourself that it's kind of personal, but mark my word, it's really not. They're just using you to achieve some kind of feeling in themselves. They might result in some kind of satisfaction or entertainment for them. But they got a reaction out of you, didn't they? It's important to learn to not react. I didn't say not respond. You can respond, but you've got to not invest yourself emotionally so much. There's a man that you ought to look up on YouTube. His name is Ross Rosenberg. And he's I guess a psychologist, maybe a clinical psychiatrist. I'm not really sure exactly. It's been a while since I've watched his videos, but I picked up a lot of good tips from him. And one of the things he repeats quite often is observe, don't absorb. You know, when people are stimulating the environment to see what they can get out of it, and that includes you, rather than reacting, rather than absorbing it and taking it all in and letting it affect you so much, just observe it in a clinical professional sense, and you'll achieve a more powerful feeling within yourself. You'll feel stronger for it because you're not being held for ransom. You see what I'm saying? You're not being held for ransom. You can't let yourself become a victim. There is a crime being perpetuated with these people. The people that they're imposing themselves on are being violated emotionally, but only because they allow it. So don't let yourself become a victim. Don't let yourself be held for ransom. Stop reacting. And like Ross Rosenberg says, observe, don't absorb. You really should look him up. All right, guys, I hope you've enjoyed that. If you're wondering what I have in my beard today, I actually washed and conditioned my beard with Scotch Porter products. And when I got out, I applied their leave-in beard conditioner. It's great to have in your beard. It just goes a little bit further in moisturizing and keeping your beard soft. It's a great way to start the process that you might have for your daily beard routine. Leave-in beard conditioner, and then I applied their beard serum, which is their beard oil. Really nice stuff. It's great. And then I applied their conditioning beard balm. This is the Porterhouse scent. It's very cologne-like. It smells terrific. And then I also sprayed on some of their their Porterhouse cologne. Now listen, this is great stuff. The reason why I'm showing this to you is because Scotch Porter still has a sale going on. It's a buy one, get one sale. So follow the link I have down in the description below. Click onto that. You don't even need a code, and you'll be able to buy these and other products and collections that they have in a buy one, get one free sale. So check that out. It's for a very limited time. It's not going to last long. So I hope that helps. And I hope that what I have talked about here has meant something to you. Learn to not react. You know, tell me about some of the times that you've given in, but you've learned from them. And if you've overcome that and achieved some level of success in controlling your emotions, let me know. Let me know and share it with others, because I'm not the only one who reads your comments. Others might get something out of it too. So I appreciate your time. I thank you for it, and I'll catch you the next one. Be wise.